Welcome to tutorial 1E of modeling a spaceship based on Star Trek, like this in the background. This time we will improve our texture which we modeled the last time. Um, let's see, we had some errors here which I just want to show to you. It was tutorial 1D, and when we rendered it, it already doesn't look so bad, but here for example it's not on the same line. For example, the escape pods here, and we have other errors here like this window which we should remove, and something like that. um, so now we want to delete the old escape pods and make better ones, which are really two-dimensional inside the texture, so that they will not lose information, and repair those errors in our UV mapping. So I already started, but I will start from the beginning to show it to you. So we are in this version right now. So this is exactly the version which you saw, which you should have if you followed the tutorial. So let's go here and delete all these bad escape pods by just selecting them with the L key. So away with them. So now we want to have new escape pods. Let's just add a new object. So let's add a plane, and let's add a modifier to it again, 2 times. Let's subdivide that, and let's add material 2, of course. Actually we will need 3 at all, so this will one part, like that, and let's select all of these vertices. Okay. Another thing, sometimes your view is not centered to your object. There are different ways to achieve that. You see that we don't rotate around the object. That is the upper view, and if you go to this side view, you see that the mesh is not there where our mesh is, and that right now our rotation point where we rotate, if we rotate the view, is here. So we just need to uh, move that up, either move that up or move our view down to here by pressing shift and the middle mouse button to move our view, but now uh, it's okay. So let's assign that, and let's extrude that a little bit and scale it up so that we have that the color which we defined here will really end here, and then we will add the yellow part, and go to edge mode and extrude it again and scale it up like that. Okay, looks good. Simple but good. And that's already it. Another thing I want to do is to add some structure here, so we can just add a plane, for example, which is again very low or at the bottom. So let's move that there and scale it down like that, and let's choose the second hull and assign it to that. You know, and now that's a different color. So let's, I don't know, or no, this is what we want to do. For example, we can do it like that, just putting some circles here like that, and no, let's just select one, move it down, oops, move it down, oh, so select just this, copy it and move it down via the y-axis, move it below these ones. Yeah, actually you can do that exactly however you want. This is just to have some, this will be very very small in the uh, final ship, so um, this is just to give more structure, more depth to the surface of our model. So I subdivided it so that it is like a little bit like a ellipse, and that should be enough. But that this should be one object, they should be approximately at the same height, of course. So let's remove them and move them below the ship and below the escape pod, and extrude them up again via the z-axis like this. Then they are there, and they are not smooth, so let's click smooth. Okay, so now we will have some depth here. We could improve that by designing and modeling a cross inside for the door of the escape pod and whatever, but since I don't want to do too much, I will just start now to copy this. So let's scale it down a little bit first. We will scale it more down when we are ready. Another thing which we want to do is to increase the width of this part here a little bit, of the object actually, and not of the grid which I selected right now. This is because if we render this, this will be not as width as it should be, since because of this angle of the surface here. So we need a little bit more surface here. So just let's increase it a little bit. For this purpose, I set this 3D cursor again by pressing Shift S to this vertex at the middle, cursor to select it, and choose the 3D point as a 3D cursor as our pivot point, like that. And now if I select this edge line here by alt selecting one of these vertices on it and scale it, it will be scaled like that. But here I see I cancelled it because I need to select all of these vertices, and for some reason alt selecting them didn't work completely, so we need to manually select those vertices too. So let's control it. Yeah, it looks better now. So now if I scale it, it should keep it should be connected, you know, like that. That's all. Just wanted to increase its size a little bit. And now, while I still have these vertices selected, I copy them by pressing Shift D. Just realized that I forgot to start my key monitor here. Sorry. So I will just undo this copying and copy again so that you can see what I do. Shift D and cancel the movement actually, but I still copy it, and then no, I don't want to scale it now. What I want to do is just to separate this from its original mesh by pressing the P key, going to object mode and selecting it. This should be the line which we copied right now exactly. Let's move it up a little bit so that we can easier select it, and let's scale it down a little bit so that it is inside the surface here and not at the bottom, like this. The escape pods will be exactly on that line, so wherever you want to have your escape pods, you have to put this line. So now we have to select the escape pod and then the new line we just copied, and by pressing Ctrl P we just say that the that the circle, that the line here, is the parent of that. So if we move the line, our escape pod follows. Actually, this escape pod will disappear completely. Let's position the escape pod in the middle of this line. For that purpose I select this line again. Let's move them to more up for modeling. So I select this line, press Shift S and set the cursor to its origin, and then I take this and put my selection to my cursor. Then this 3D pot is in the origin of our line here, and it's still parented. Now by just selecting the object in object mode, I go to this one here. Actually I can call that escape pod dupli words circle or line. That's all I'm not allowed to put more letters on it, unfortunately, but it's not so important. Now let's see, we have so many vertices here. Let's remove all vertices which doesn't make sense. For example, here are very close vertices. We don't want to have escape pods here. Then I see here 1, 2, 3, and this 1, 2, 3, 4 actually. This one is on our grid, so we'll delete that. 1, 2, 3. This one is again on our grid. This one is on our grid. This one is on our grid. This one, this one, this one, and here are somehow 3. Actually, we don't want to have escape pods here in the front, so we can delete all of these vertices. So now we have defined where our vertices should be afterwards, and to let them appear we just need to go here to this view or to this section of our menu and just press words actually in the duplication part, and we see that all vertices duplicate our original mesh except the mirrored one. So let's apply the mirror part so that it will work too. Another thing is that the rotation is not correctly right now, and for this reason we just need to activate that so the rotation is correct too. And now by scaling down the original mesh, just the original mesh, we scale down each copied mesh too. So let's scale that down a little bit so that they come closer to the surface like that, and that's it now. And another thing is that I didn't rotate them in a way that they fit to the surface, which is good, since the texture should be two-dimensional, should have all information, and this should be just mapped exactly on its surface like it is, and the perspective will come from our 3D model itself. So we saved it. I hope I didn't save it in this file. If so, that's not so fine, but let's save it in tutorial 1e. Okay, so let's see our result by deactivating full sample, so that well, I will just pause this video while the animation is rendered. Okay, and that, what now happened is that we still have a perspective view. See, if we look at it like this it's in orthographic mode, and if we go to perspective mode, it looks exactly like our rendered part. So let's just go. We could of course just reduce its height again, but I want to have it higher so that we can easily select it all time. So I want to show you the other part to other option to repair it. Just select your camera somewhere and go to camera mode, and there go to orthographic mode, and now to make your camera see the whole object again, just move this orthographic scale value in a way that your whole ship is inside your view again. So like that. Okay, 100%. Let's save it, animate it. So that's it. It's not finished completely. So we see that we might have, that's already the second um, image which wanted to be rendered. So let's take a look at it here, and let's also start and go to our spaceship tutorial stuff, textures, and move it to here. And this was the old one. Let's copy it and just remove it and put the name here. And now we of course need to do that. And since we increased its height a little bit, our other texture with the windows need to be re-rendered again, of course. And actually I wanted to move the label here because it doesn't look very good on this section. I think we should move it somewhere here. So let's auto grab our image, auto crop our image anymore, and I again forgot to make these windows black, but transparent should work too. Let's see. And we additionally rotated our image like that. So let's save it. So we have to we are still in the texture mode. So let's save this file and go back to our not texture version. Actually, didn't we have a 1e? No, we don't. I thought I saved it. So let's go here and save it immediately as 1e. 1e, okay. So let's go to how open-source run and let's reload our texture. That's the wrong one. This one. Reload it. And main how upper source section main windows. So okay, it's already correct. And now let's do it a little bit smarter than we did it in the last time. We can just deselect all vertices and then select our white light, which is a white blue light actually now, and select all of them, and by pressing the H key we just hide them. This way we can just select these upper vertices by pressing the L key and align them individually to the lower ones. So let's take a look here in this view. All of the windows already seems to be correct, so we have to render it to be sure afterwards. So let's take these ones now. Let's deselect all and take so they select all and select the lower ones, and we can take care about them individually. So, and now you remember that although we were on the edge of these vertices of our image here, there were not enough place to map it onto the 3D mesh. I thought it was because of the missing subsurface here, but that's not the case. Since we have subdivide UVs, this means if you go there that the subsurface is considered actually in the UV mapping, but you just model the vertices. So the reason why it didn't work was that these vertex, I can't show it anymore unfortunately since we have a new mapping here right now, was inside our mesh here, well inside our image here, and these vertex not. And that's actually the reason it should look like exactly like here. Here for example we see that this vertex is exactly on the edge and this one is a little bit above it. That's why it's not exactly like we modeled it afterwards. So we will just select all of these vertices, and let's just select these ones too to be able to select this one and put our 3D cursor in it. Cursor selected, or 2D cursor in this view, and then you can again select just these ones, and then you can select these and increase its size a little bit. So that looks exactly like that. Okay, let's see if that's the case here too in the bottom. Here it looks really good. Okay, and then I think it has to be perfect at the upper place too. No, it isn't. So that means that we need to scale it in the y-axis a little bit, and then since this was already correct, we need to move it a little bit upwards. So, and see, yeah, almost. But we see already that we did it actually too much, since black area appeared here. So this of course shouldn't be the case. So let's just scale it down until the black part disappears completely in this view. So, 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 yeah, that looks better now. Let's save it and let's see how it looks now if we render it. Okay, now the shape of it is almost perfect. We just need a little bit more color here. I think it's not yellow enough. Yeah, the yellow color is definitely there, but not enough. Which this might be because of the lamps, or we will see. So let's take a look on it. The shape is now correct. The label is really bad. I will remove it and put it here. No, there's not a good place for it. Maybe I will keep it here, since we don't have enough place here. We would have to correct our texture too. Here, the grid of our texture, to be able to put the name here. So, but we have to reduce its height. So we may not forget that, but let's correct these windows here first. So let's go to upper view here and select this one again. So let's see. By the way, by pressing the F11 key, you will get your last rendered image. Okay. Before we correct the windows here now manually, let's first correct the whole window image, since we see that the empty places are not aligned with the windows anymore. So we have to do that first. Otherwise, everything we do will be senseless. So let's go to 1E texture, and let's oops, let's okay, window appear again. And that's the reason why it isn't okay anymore. We increased the height, so this line which we added here is not correct anymore. We have to remove it. Now our last line, is actually we can't use the one which we used with the duplicates. We have to copy as a new one. So that's the one which is at the edge. So let's copy it and separate it by pressing the P key. Go to object mode and select our other stuff. Let's move it to layer 4 where our windows are. If we go to layer 4 now, it should be fine again, and of course we need again depth here so that something is visible, and that should be already enough. We don't need a light here again, since they're emitting themselves again. So Control up to return to this view and press animation. We don't see anything because I don't know. We were just zoomed too much inside, and I cancelled the rendering. Very cool. Go one. Go. No. The full sampling is the reason why it takes a little bit more time. But since this is a texture, it should be really good. Okay, I still render in the temp directory, which is not so practical, but oh, didn't I? Let's see, temp, doch. Yes, it's not here. Okay, I don't know, for some reason it didn't render, but that's the perfect opportunity to correct our paths here. So let's select the path where we want them to be, accept, and this animation again. So now the new image should appear here. Okay, let's cancel the rendering here. Go back to this one. These are the windows now. So we can delete our old windows again and give this name to this and open it in GIMP again. So auto crop the image and erase our helping line here and rotate it, of course. Save it. Okay, that's it. Yeah, we already saved this file. I'll save it again to be sure, and switch to this file again, and now it should already automatically correct. Since we just opened this file, we don't need to reload. Our file I wanted to say, but for some reason it didn't work. Let's see why. I will pause this button to don't waste your time. Okay, I think I found the reason. I don't know how that happened. Maybe if we got the recorded video, we will see. The helping line which I added here, see, is just not on the same height like the ship. Maybe I moved it by accident, so let's just remove it and make a new one. So Shift D by copying that, and P selection to separate them. Okay, when I am in the GIMP state again, I will continue the recording. So now I have the same stuff again, but this time this helping line is aligned correctly. So we just need to save that, and unfortunately I deleted the other one before I could copy its name. So let's just go here. So that's the wrong file. By the way, if we put the other one, you'll see that this is exactly this one. The outer line here is exactly the same line, so it should correct now. Let's switch to this one and see the name of our second texture. It was this one here. So let's go here and call it like that. So now we need to reload the file since we didn't start it. We started the Blender file right now. And if we animate it now, okay, now it's on it, exactly on it. Okay, looks much better now. Still the label to repair, and everything else is actually quite good right now. Maybe if you want to let your ship look much bigger, you should use smaller windows. The smaller your windows are, the bigger your ship will look like, and this of course is the same for your escape ports and your labels and everything you do. So you can cancel that, and I will just repair the label a little bit. Actually, we will not repair the mirror problem right now, so let's go here to this again and deactivate this layer, the fourth one, 1, 2 and 3, shift selecting them like vertices. So by the way, if you rendered something and open another application and press F11, you still have the old rendering part. Oh, unfortunately I cancelled the rendering while it was in process. I wanted to see the arrow again. I forgot where it was, so I have to guess. I think it needed to be a little bit more on the bottom of the ship, on the more front side of the ship, like this. And let's save that again, and we have everything on except the except the windows. And something which I forgot all the time is we want to have these windows black, so let's just put our 3D cursor here and say add mesh plane, and let's choose black material for it. So with no specular value, it should just be black, and size it up. Now this can become this can get an subdivision 2 like that. It has approximately the same shape like our ship. That's already enough to make our windows black. So a little bit more down. So save it and animate or render it. Whoa, I see we have too many escape pods here. We could delete it, but I will keep them since I will put something on it, I think, anyway. So that's it. We have the new image with the new label. Save that file again. Go to this again. Copy the name of the old one. Delete the old one. Paste the name of the old one. Open that again with GIMP. I will do all the necessary steps, and so I cropped the image and rotated it. Now let's end that and go back to our modeling part. We are here in this texture part, so let's go back to the not texture part. Let's select our hull and our correct texture. We removed our label. Yeah, already much better. I think if the mirrored part will disappear, this strange behavior here will disappear too. Now I don't see big issues here anymore. The windows here disappeared. This one is much smoother. We have our cool blue light here. Here the escape pod could be moved a little bit to the bottom. Making it perfect will just take more time, but you see it's already possible. We would have to move these windows to the center here a little bit more, but I will just continue now with the tutorial, since this is something you should know now how to do, and just it depends on the time you spend on your ship, of course. So see you in the next tutorial when we start continuing to model our ship. Thank you for your attention.